Welcome back to a new video. So we are going to be doing the draft, looking to potentially make some trades to help improve our hitting, which seems to be our weakness this year, and really just trying to continue to get our team to make the playoffs again. We want to be a consistent playoff team every year. So they want us to get a second baseman here. Look to see if there's any other. I wouldn't mind grabbing one of these first basemen, to be honest. Sometimes the game is weird with who they want you to get, because I feel like getting one of these big bats might be better. His potentials for power and eye is pretty good. His power potential is really good. So I kind of feel like we go with Josh Daniels here, the pharmacist. A little suspicious. He might hit 80 home runs if he's truly the pharmacist. But then we can look down to see if there's anyone position-wise that's interesting. Not really. We'll see who they recommend. Justin Jacoby. So it's like we're just going to be getting a lot of pitchers now. We'll trust our scout. Trust the Scott. I think we grab him. We'll see who they want us to get. They actually want us to grab him, so we're on the same page with that. Kind of want Larry. Yeah, they want to. Could also get a second baseman prospect. So I feel like we go with that and then see if the catcher's still there. He is, so we'll go ahead and grab him. I don't mind that. I always try to prioritize getting some position players, particularly ones that don't play first base in the later rounds. They tend to be harder to find. Outfielder is kind of the same thing. He has actually pretty good power potential. So now he's kind of chilling there. I don't really want to get him. Yeah, if there's other players that we can get, we can grab a shortstop. Guys who are like shortstop or middle infielders, they can learn every position. Catching, they tend to play catching first and left and right field. They typically don't develop a lot. Same with first base. But in the later rounds, you're just trying to grab anyone that you can see that has a little bit of potential. 80 power potential is actually kind of crazy this late. We'll grab a center fielder. We'll grab him. Full 3-star potential. And especially later rounds, I try to always avoid getting someone that's a college player. They tend to have lower potential. Or I guess, in theory, a lower ceiling just because they're older already. And just kind of always want people that, like, I feel like in real life, that's not exactly how you'd want to do drafts. Like, you might want to take a risk on college players later in the draft. But I feel like when some of these guys don't have high potential, it's better just to go with the younger player until this is a last pick, so I guess we'll grab him. So we actually ran out of 3-star people, 2.5-star people to get. Negotiate here. I believe we'll have enough money to. So we have one impossible person. Yeah. We should have enough money for all these players. If you don't, you can always make a trade to get cash considerations from another team to make sure you can sign all your draft picks if you want to get that impossible to trade players. It's usually pretty easy to still get them. All right, so now we want to look at our hitting to see if we want to move anyone around. So Cree's only had 5 at-bats. He's only batting 200. He's only 24, so I kind of don't want to move on from him. He's 28, and he's batting pretty poor, so we can look to potentially move Gabriel Arias to see if we can get an upgrade in that position. We might not be able to. Doesn't appear that we're going to be. Spencer Torkelson has 21 home runs this year. That actually, unironically, might be the best move for us. We don't want Parker Meadows. He's out for the whole year. So Spencer would give us some power. Jose Altuve would be fun to have, but not a long-term person for us. Could potentially dump him for that starting pitcher. They look to still want to trade him for us, but I feel like the Spencer Torkelson trade might be the play. Might be the kind of risk because he's batting a pretty high average. He has 21 home runs already this year in 86 games. So he's kind of on a crazy tear with that. Can he play anything in the infield? So he can play infield a little bit, but mostly outfield. So we're going to look here and then see if there's anyone. This is funny, it's in the division as well. But with Gabriel, his average has dropped from 270 to 258, and then it's all the way down to 210. So he's not a big power threat. He had 18 home runs last year, but it seems to be more of an anomaly than anything. But we can look to see if there's any middle infielders that could be potentially useful to throw into this trade. So Ryan Ritter here, he's only batting 228, but he is seemingly pretty good. And Danny Ventura is batting really well. So we can see if there's anyone. I wouldn't imagine. So we can see if we can grab Ryan Ritter here as well for a depth piece if we can. So Khalil Watson, now he's down to a 179 average. So we're actually going to throw him into this trade as well. And we're going to see if we can grab Curtis Mead as well. See if they want a low-level player. Nick York he's only batting 222. I kind of feel like we can trade him, and we can look at their AAA team to see if there's anyone interesting down here. He certainly seems interesting. Understandably, they don't want to trade him. Jace Jung is in AAA. So that would be an interesting person to get. And we can get him for Alex Mooney, who's a 26-year-old shortstop in AAA with a 2-star potential. So we're going to go ahead and throw him on there. And I mean, he does not have good stuff, which is a really low rating in that. We look at Carlos here. So they want a little bit too much for Carlos. Let me throw Joe. Even though his stuff is really low, we can look and throw in Tommy Hawk, 26-year-old outfielder. We're just kind of like swapping a lot of players, but just kind of trying to fill out, make a big splash trade on Helga. No, I almost just straight up just went to him, but we can. His ERA is not bad this year. I don't know why his overall is low. He might jump back up, but we can look to trade a 26-year-old catching prospect, not really even a prospect anymore. Trey Sweeney. I feel like we just try to grab him too. Joey Cantillo, struggling in AAA. So this is going to be a hilariously large trade. Can we even add any more? Yeah, we can add more players. So we're just stealing all of their AAA players from their team. Could even grab Brant here. This is where the make a trade thing becomes really useful because it's just, who do you want? Joe Adell? Absolutely, we'll trade you Joe Adell. All right, so this is a massive trade we're working on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we're giving them 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just 8 for both teams. Let's look at their AA team. Enrique Jimenez. We might be able to get a decent catching prospect as well. Which John Rodriguez, 19-year-old first baseman. He is 6'8", 230. That is a hilariously sized person for a first baseman. There's no one else I'd really like. He's only batting 200, but he is a 2-star player. So we're gonna look and actually give them this first baseman prospect. I can't believe how many players for trade. We're just gonna go with that. We got a lot of roster review to do. So we have 2 players that we can just straight up add to the Major League roster. So what we're going to do is we definitely want Spencer Torkelson up there, but we're going to see if he went down to 2 stars when we got him. So we're going to go up to Trey Sweeney and see if we can drop him down. We can. Potentially want to keep Jace Young up there. Ryan Ritter. We're going to look to put him in the AAA. Curtis Mead. If we can find him. I don't think we'll be able to drop him down. We'll have to waive him, which is fine. Actually, Gavin Lux. What's his average? 214. So then we can bring Jace Jung back up. And we can look at our pitching. Nobody's really doing that poorly down there. Creed, perfect person to drop down. Our third string catcher. And then move here and bring Brant back up. Give us another pitching arm. And then wait for Gavin Lux to get dropped back down. So don't know why he's in. We'll just let the AI do its thing. It's not always the best logical thing, but just let them organize the minor leagues where they need to be. So now we have Colt Keith actually coming back off the DL, which is good for us. So that means that Jonathan Long, you have been demoted. We'll keep Curtis Mead up here for a little bit. Just because Jonathan Long has minor league options that are still available. So we're actually playing better right now. We're actually in first place. So we're turning the season around, which is good. Heat exhaustion. Don't we have to? Yeah, we have. How is our? He's a DH. No, he's not. He's not even a starter. Okay, that's weird. Sometimes injuries are kind of goofy, but heat exhaustion when you are a backup catcher, and yeah, I don't understand that. All right, so we have Michael Kennedy. So we're gonna actually put him on a rehab assignment in the minors, and then we can look here. Our worst pitcher right now is Porter Hodge, but he is 2.5 stars. 4.74 ERA is not good. We'll probably end up doing is either looking down to Moises and dropping him down to AAA, or potentially him, but he's pitching well. It's hard to punish a guy. 6.5 ERA, a little bit easier to get rid of. But we are staying above 500 by 6 games now. So that part is good to see. So I don't need a low-end closer. Really low-end closer. They really want us to have this guy. I don't want him. We don't want him. We're in a butts. Not interested. And then reject. I suppose we can look through. Usually don't look at the trade deadline too much. Alright, so. Oh, they don't want anyone. Kind of toxic. Put them on the trade deadline, but they don't want anyone for him. Just put him on the deadline just because. I guess I probably have to offer a bunch of players for him. But nobody too crazy besides him. And don't really want an expiring contract on a guy. Still trying to offer me that. Or no, I think that was the same offer as before. No, I don't want a 39-year-old catcher. No, I want to keep Cooper. Twins can hope to make a deal, but I don't want a 39-year-old reliever and a catching prospect when I already have Cooper. And I just got a good catching prospect in that massive trade that I made. So, no, we're all chilling. Alright, so we're 57-54. We're not doing that well in the power rankings. Adley is really sucking as a catcher. Well, as a catcher, I'm sure he's fine. But hitting, he is just horrendous. A 192 average. So Cooper's hitting a lot better. I actually have Curtis in the lineup. I'm guessing against right-handed hitters somewhere. or actually against the left, or he's a right-handed batter, I forgot. I always think he's a left-handed. Have him against the left-handed as a DH, so Spencer has already 5 home runs for us. Okay, he's playing both days. I was gonna say, like, he better be in both lineups. He is mashing. So what, 26 home runs this year, so definitely on a heater. Unfortunately, Adley's just really playing poorly. Jose Ramirez is only a 2.07 average, so I think it's time. Boys, to move on from Jose. You hate to see it. So we can do 2 things. We can look for anyone else to bring up. So Gavin, 214 still. Jonathan Long. I think we probably just go with Ritter and bring him up, and then we can look at pitching. Moises can go back down to AAA. And then his rehab assignment wasn't very long, but it doesn't need to be. We have another reliever as well that we could potentially look to bring up. Michael Kennedy. There we go. So now he is taken out of the rotation. So we actually demote him all the way down and bring that reliever up. Jervis, which I didn't mean to bring him up. I meant to bring the other guy up, but they have a 2.5 star rating, so 6 of one, half a dozen of another. It'd be much more of an important deal if it was our starting rotation is starting to struggle a little bit. So actually, they put Brandt into the rotation for us. Jose Ramirez, he's probably not want to go to AAA. No, you hate to see it. You hate to see it, Jose. But he's just not performing well. He's still 2.5 stars, but batting 207. We can get that production from anyone else. I am kind of ruthless with that. Imagine in real life. He's not batting that well. I know he's been a dynasty player for us, but it was good and throw him off the team. I do hope in real life that he stays with the Guardians his whole career. I hope he's someone that's a career player for us, but you never know. And, as people get older, sometimes their skill level rapidly degrades and makes it so it's just not tenable to keep them on your team. So we can look to the waiver wire. If we didn't have guys that we could bring up to fill in more spots, then we could look at that. But it looks like Travis is not going to develop. It's unfortunate. He made it up to Cleveland for a little bit that year in 2025 and never made it back up. So, you kind of hate to see it. It's kind of sad. I like how they have his stats from when he's 15 for 2 games. It's kind of random, but not much you can do about that. That's the name of the game. Sometimes people develop, sometimes they don't. We're going to bring Long back up as well. Make sure there's no teams that are inundated with too many players. But we're at 72 wins, 63 losses. So we are honestly playing pretty decent. So we just need to continue this level of play. I don't know if necessarily we're on pace for more wins than last year, but we're on pace to be relatively close. So Franco is a 4.71 ERA. What we can potentially look to do is waive him, because Trevor Rogers, we can put him on a rehab assignment, but it doesn't really matter too much. So, we obviously want to win our division. Are we in a wild card? So we are pretty close to being out of the... I guess we're a game and a half. Well, we had to stay ahead of Detroit, so we look to bring Franco back down. Oh, Trevor's not a good reliever, but he's pitching pretty well, so we can keep him there for now. We definitely... as long as we stay ahead of Detroit, I think we'll be okay for the playoffs, for that last playoff slot. Ideally, we catch Minnesota, which we're only a game back, to be fair, but it's more important for us to stay ahead of Detroit for now. So we can look here. So Braylon is pitching a little bit better. He's up to that 2.5 star potential that you look for. We did have a hitter that got hurt, so it's not necessarily the person that we want to bring up. Joey Bart is hitting pretty well. He only plays catcher, though. We can look at Creed. Creed can play some infield spots, so a little bit more useful. 278, so we'll take him up there. Look at our pitching as well. So we're not the greatest as far as our starting pitching goes. Our bullpen is pretty good. Trevor Rogers with a 4 ERA. He is left-handed. We can kind of keep him there for now. What I want to do, though, is Braylon, I think, is he on our 40-man? Okay, so he's on our 40-man. We're going to be much more, so every time we simulate, we're going to check our pitching to see if anyone starts to do bad, because then we can really bring him up. So Chase Lauder, we're just going to go ahead and put him on the 10-day DL proactively, and now Trevor's pitching better. So, I mean, really, Brent is the only person I'd really want to drop down, like Porter potentially, but I kind of feel like Brent is 4.31. Like, it's not good, but it's not bad enough to want to drop down. But I think 4.77, 4.68. So only has 6 innings. I think what we're going to do is demote him to AAA, and we're going to bring him up so we have him eligible for the playoffs. Make sure he is there. Yeah, so they actually put him into the starting rotation here. And these guys just don't hit. You hate to see it. Ryan Ritter's not hitting. We have Denzer Guzman. He's 222, which is not great, but he's batting better than what's her face that we traded earlier in the year. So our hitting is just not good. Our highest average is 258. I guess it's probably Cooper DeLauder. Oh, fractured knee, brother. That's brutal. That probably means we can't win the World Series. That's actually terrible. So Enrique Jimenez, he can only play catcher right now. So we're going to actually just bring up Joey Bart. And that's brutal. It looks like we're holding off Detroit. I guess, Joey, you haven't even played a game. Oh my goodness. Never complained in AAA. All right, so we're a game ahead of Detroit. So we're going to go game by game and see if we can stay ahead of Detroit. Of New York. We're ahead of Detroit. They're eliminated. So it looks like we are in the playoffs. 84-77. So we won 2 less games than we did last year, which is unfortunate, but our hitting was just not good. Let's look at our history. So our hitting went down a lot. Our pitching got pretty significantly better, and we scored a lot less runs. We gave up a ton less runs. So our hitting is definitely our weakest aspect, but you hate to see it. But I don't think we're going to make a deep run in the playoffs, so we're just going to go ahead and move ahead. Oh, that was okay. I was very confused. All right, so we'll go to here. I thought that was our first playoff game. So Jason Churio is a 2020 player. Go ahead and review our roster. So we definitely want him up. We're gonna look down and see. All right, so Jonathan Long. We're going to go ahead and remove him from the playoff roster. Braylon. I kind of want to just make sure that he's our starting pitcher. We're going to take some liberty with that, so we'll see which person the AI wants to take out. So they actually put him up there, which is good. We need to look at our, if we can find it. I wish I could find that playoff roster screen a little bit easier. The one where I can just look at all the different lineups. If you do know, then please let me know. So I feel like I can never find it very effectively unless it's in the continue screen. But Lineups and charts. I guess we just kind of have to manually do it. So go playoff roster. Playoff eligible roster is Mason Miller. How long is he out? So we'll go ahead and place on the playoff IL, I guess, and bring Alfaro back up. Who else can we bring up? So he is injured, I guess. Alright, so we'll keep Joel on there. Alright, so I mean, I don't know. I don't think this series is gonna go our way, but we at least gotta give ourselves the opportunity to do some. So Spencer Torkelson had 34 total home runs, so he kind of popped off for us. But we actually are playing the Twins, who actually won the division only by a game. So we got pretty close winning division, but it wouldn't have mattered. We would have been in the same matchup one way or the other. So we'll see if we can get past the first round. 7 months. That's brutal. Brutal. You hate to see it. Alright, we're going to play ball. We're getting to the next series. I don't think actually getting into the game and playing does too much to help your team one way or the other. But they have a 35-year-old Blake Snell. They have an Ellie De La Cruz, a Walker Jenkins, which I think is one of their OG prospects that they have, Carlos Correa. So they have a really good team. They seem like they have a better hitting team than probably pitching. So let's look at their... yeah, it seems like they have a good... Obviously, Durant is a good closer. I don't know why he is not the closer, and they have Ryan Presley as... probably why they wanted to trade him. But it seems like our pitching is better and their hitting is better. So we'll see how that ends up for this game. See if we get knocked out of the first round of the playoffs. So we are playing in Minnesota. It's a crazy view. Alright. So see if we can get some action in this first inning. I always go swing away at first. I don't think it really matters one way or the other. I mean, you can try to take pitch or bunts, I guess, but Jason Turio in the 3-hole strikes out looking naturally. A lot of people strike out looking in the simulation. We're going to go ahead and pitch around to see how that works. So we have Michael Kennedy up here, 4.48 ERA for the year. Really think, so we'll go ahead and walk the first pitcher. We're going to go ahead and pitch around again. So another full count, another walk. So this is kind of brutal. Their best hitter is up, strikes out looking. Naturally, your best hitter is probably always going to strike out looking. Ellie De La Cruz always does well in these simulations, so another walk. I guess we got to pitch to the batter. That looks like it's going to be caught. Sometimes it's hard to tell the simulation. So I just gotta go ahead and pitch to the batter, see if it gets out. Of course it's a wild pitch. My gosh. That's brutal. So back to another full count. So he's throwing a ton of pitches this inning, and it looks like they're gonna get 2 more runs. So unfortunately our pitching is really letting us down. They only get another run there. So we can go ahead and pitch around again. Just kind of brutal. A brutal start to this. Is that a home run? That might be it. Oh. So it looks like we are not going to do well in the playoffs this year. It's kind of unfortunate, but not much you can do. You have a good pitcher, and he just craps down the side of his pants. 5 runs though. It's brutal. Just need to get some hits, I suppose. Which a lot of, in my interpretation of how the simulation works, a lot of your decisions on here, they don't matter whatsoever. Like the score and the results are pretty predetermined, unless you were to do something like bunt every time or whatever. But giving up 5 runs and walking like 8 people, it's brutal. So no hits yet. We're going up 5 runs. Michael Kennedy's threw 39 pitches in the first inning. We're just going to pitch to the batter. Watch him go 1, 2, 3 this inning after pitching so poorly in the last inning. I would like him to get through a couple innings at least. I don't want him to obviously get barraged every inning, but we do have to kind of think that there is another series if we are able to come back there. It's brutal. 5 runs on 2 hits, though. So see if we can get our base runner or something. Nope, strikes out looking. See if Cooper can get a base hit. Nope. So right now he's throwing a perfect game. 208 average for Matt Chapman this year. Pops right out. The curve of some of the pop-ups too are kind of hilarious as well. So looks like Blake Snell is pitching really well. We'll go pitch around with Walker as well. So I guess our pitcher just had to warm up for the first inning. Now he's going to not pitch so terribly. This is brutal though. Brutal to be down 5 runs. So at least he's pitching better now. I'll definitely have him try to go one more inning. Alright, we got our first base hit. We broke up the perfect game. At least. We need a lot more of that. Let's look at our pitcher though. Let's see how many pitches he's at. He's at 55 pitches, so he should be okay to throw another inning. We have potentially someone like Trevor Rogers that we can go in and he can eat a couple innings if we need him to. But we just need to get some hits, more than just one. That's not going to do the job. So he has decent speed, but his stealing is pretty low, so we're just going to swing away. And unfortunately, we do get one hit, but we can't do anything with it. So we just need them to start walking like 14 players like our team did. This looks like that's going to be a base hit. Starting out the inning on a good note for them. Not good for us. So he might just get blown up this inning. No, he does get a strikeout. Carlos Correa's back up. Another walk. So he's been walking a lot of players. Just going to pitch at the batter. This is going to be his last inning. It might be his up to 83 pitches, this guy. Alright, we just need to get someone warmed up and ready to come in. So Porter Hodge actually started a lot for us this year, so we can try to get him in. And actually, we can drop Hunter Green in as well. See if he walks a run in. No, he strikes him out. Alright, so we'll bring in Hunter Green next inning. He actually was able to get out without giving up any more runs. But we don't have any runs, so it's not going to be a good sign for us, and we get out again. Apparently, a 35-year-old Blake Snell is just too much for us to handle. Yeah, we just can't do anything to him. We're getting to full counts now, at least. Yeah, strikes out looking. It's just brutal. So, unfortunately, I mean, we made the playoffs again. That's kind of the minimum that I want to get to in each of these seasons, of course. But, we want to, I guess I could have kept him for another inning, but it doesn't really, or another batter. Have a left on left, but we just got to get through some of these innings. We've kept Elliot De La Cruz from really hurting us too much. Every time he gets on, he steals because he has like maximum speed. It's always kind of obnoxious, but yeah. And I don't know if there's actually a good strategy for hitting, if there's a consistent way. If you just like, okay, just throw a strike. Okay. So we're good there. No runs. Still only one hit for us. I guess this is where our hitting for the whole season is kind of just... It's like the 5th guy there's just always so many people. Like Blake Snell has 8 strikeouts. We're just getting destroyed. Just can't get anyone on. You hate to see it. We're just going to keep swinging away. I think the game is determined that we aren't going to win, though, so. You usually kind of tell just how, like, these innings go. Like, we have 9 strikeouts already. Our pitcher got shelled in the first inning and walked a whole bunch of people. And so it's just, like, game kind of determined. So I don't know if it's actually better to ever come into these games. I always like doing it. It's 2 batters that he hit. That doesn't make any sense. But, oh, we actually hurt him. That's funny. And I know the animations aren't going to be accurate. They're kind of predetermined once they happen. But we got 2 outs, though. We're going to pinch around Walter Jenkins. Okay, those kind of animations are always frustrating because it's literally hit exactly where the fielder is. But it's whatever. You're going through this. You're going to get through this inning one way or the other. All right. So it looks like we're going to have to take out Hunter Green. Gave us 2 innings, gave up a run. But I don't know. I really don't know who to bring in, to be honest. I guess we can just throw in. Can we actually bring him in? Okay. Blake Snell, 75 pitches. We're going to take a pitch. Almost every time I think I've taken a pitch, it's always called strike. But he actually gets a walk, so we're going to do the same thing. Take the first pitch. Again, it's a strike 1. And then we swing away, and he pops out. So not really changing the result. So it looks like they brought in a new pitcher, Spencer Turnbull. Okay, there he throws a pickoff move. So we'll go ahead and take a pitch. Maybe this is a strat, just never swing. So you're at 2 strikes. Doesn't give you that option with 2 strikes, of course. Hey, you know what? I think we'll just continue to do that. We'll take until 2 strikes. It's got to another full count. All right, maybe I figured out the strategy. Just take 2 pitches, take 2 strikes every time. Never really tried to do that. Adley Rutschman go to 3rd. All right. Oh, no. Oh, he's at 2nd. Okay. All right, so we'll continue the strategy. I don't know why. I told him to take the pitch, and he's checking his swing. Maybe this is the strategy. Maybe I figured it out. So it's 2-2, so now we swing away. We advanced him to 3rd. Porter Hodge is ready to go. Maybe I should have done this from the start. Might be too late. So we're going to get a 3rd run, so 3-6 now. So, I mean, honestly, maybe this is a strat. We just take pitches until 2 strikes. So his steal is 55. So we're actually going to steal on the first pitch. See if we can get the second. Looks like we are. We're going to take another pitch. We're going to take another pitch. We're going to take another pitch. So in order 2-2 count, 2 outs, guy in second base. See if Cooper can do some magic. He cannot. Maybe he'll throw it away. He does not. So we do get 3 runs. So, I mean, we're not hopeless. We have 2 more opportunities to try to score. Now, are we? Probably not, but never know. All right, just pitch to the batter. 2-0. Naturally, that's what happens when you pitch to the batter. Throws 2 balls. So it looks like it's just going to be an easy pop out for us. Good for us. Keep it going, Porter. Keep the game close. So he strikes out another guy. Carlos Correa is back up. Looks like that's going to be an easy double for him. So a 2-out full count double. Don't like to see it, but at least it's with 2 outs. So see if we can get him to strike out. We do. So we keep the game a 3-run game right now. There's still the potential of a comeback. We're going to continue with our strategy of taking until we have 2 strikes. So it's ball 1. It's going to be a 1-1 count. We're going to take again, 2-1 count. We're going to take again, a 2-2 count. So they do have a new pitcher in. Good strikeout. That's what we like to see. Got him ball 1. Ball 2. Ball 3. Make him throw 2 strikes. So it comes all the way back from a 3-0 count. Full count, we'll swing away. So we don't have a choice, and we ground out. Go ahead and take the first pitch. Maybe we take till we have a strike, and then we swing away. Now we're back to a full count. Looks like that is a pop out, so nothing happening in the 8th for us. He has a good amount of stamina left, so we're going to go ahead and leave poor Raj in. And plus, we didn't warm up anyone else, so he doesn't have a choice. Unfortunately, it looks like they're going to get a leadoff double there, so we're going to get someone up and moving in the bullpen, because usually when one person gets hit, the game decides that you're going to start giving up more hits. So it's usually good to get someone up and moving around. So we're going to put Brant, if we can. We're going to drop Brant in to warm up, as well as Joe Jimenez. So we do get a strikeout here. Looks like it's going to be a walk. Ellie De La Cruz, 1-0 count. Little ground out. We're not going to... Did he really... Okay, that animation made it look like he threw into the outfield. All right, so we are going to set him down. We're going to visit the mound. And then we're going to bring Joe in for the last batter. Porter is at 40 pitches. So we're going to see if Joe can get the last out for us here in the 8th. Nope. So, unfortunately, it looks like we're just going to lose this game. We're going to power through it, though. Joe really let us down. You hate to see it. Immediately comes in, gives up a double. 3-1 count, so he's on a hot streak and comes in and pitches really poorly. So we have to get 5 runs, so... I mean, made the playoffs, though, so can't really complain. But we just needed more hitting, and apparently our pitching is horrendous, so you hate to see it. 1 out. Soon to be 2 outs. Weak ground out to second base, and our season's just about over. 2-2. Adley Rutschman, our big trade acquisition, easily grounds out. So we have to really make a lot of adjustments. I think our pitching is going to develop really well in the next year, but our hitting was just non-existent. We only had 1 inning where we had stuff in. And then John Gansey Noel wasn't even in our lineup, which kind of stinks. And plus, Chase DeLauder got hurt, so that obviously impacted our ability to hit as well. So we got taken out in the first round, which makes sense. Our team just didn't have enough hitting with that. Plus, our pitcher just pitched horrendously as well, giving up 5 runs in the first inning. Looks like Brooks Lee has had enough of baseball, but he was all the way in Double-A with a 157 average, so I don't really blame him. Twins get knocked out of the next round. So unfortunately, we are not there. It looks like the Rockies are good now. So they almost made the World Series. That's kind of hilarious. And the Orioles, of all teams, do win the World Series. So 535 score. I guess that's okay. And that was, I think, the guy they kept trying... No, that was a different guy. Very similar. He had a 2-star, the 3-star rating. So we could look to actually try to claim him. Let's look at waivers in general to see. Like him, 23 years old. 23 years old, 23-year-old right fielder. We definitely just need more depth for hitting, because when Chase DeLauder got hurt, it just killed any chance that we had of potentially being good. So Hunter Green is a team option of $21 million. He had a 4.36 ERA in the previous year. He had a 4.89, so he's not going to be someone that we want to have that. Oh, that was from before. So we don't have anyone in the top 10. And we can look at arbitration to see we have here. So we can actually still offer him. So what we're going to do is actually still do the qualifying offer and see if we can get some compensation for him. So Emmanuel Clase, he's probably going to want to be a free agent. So we're in $20 million in the hole with that. Joe Jimenez only wants $2 million. So we'll definitely try to get him back. And then Tanner Scott, we can try to get him back as well. Only $4.8 million. A couple of guys here. So I actually kind of want Spencer back. He wants $18 million. But I mean, he had 34 home runs. So, I mean, he kind of popped off. I mean, he had 31 home runs randomly as a 23-year-old and then struggled for a couple of years. So he's someone that we could potentially bring back. I wouldn't mind if we didn't bring him back. So I'm kind of ambivalent, or I'm not really worried one way or the other. We can look here at our minor leaguers to see if there's anyone that we want to bring back. We can grab the other Jose Ramirez. I wish it would show their rating in this screen so I can go through these a lot faster. I don't think there is a way to, I guess there might be another screen that I can look to see free agents, but I like how it shows your pending minor league free agents. Troy here, we can offer him. Ooh, that's pretty big, so we can keep him in the minors. Nick Enright, unfortunately, is going to be gone. And yeah, we can look to see some of these in the next the video to see who we're going to get rid of, who we're going to trade, and see if we can get some hitting. Our pitching, I think, will be good, but our hitting needs more. But that's going to be it for this one. I'll talk to you on the next one. Have a great day. Peace.